Is Ripple officially collaborating with the US government? That's the big question circulating in the crypto community, especially as one of the most vocal XRP advocates on Twitter presents what he believes to be compelling proof. While that debate continues, there's another conversation that's gaining traction, and it involves Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano. In a recent video, Hoskinson shared his thoughts on why the Democratic Party lost the 2024 presidential election, and his perspective sheds light on an often overlooked factor: the party's stance on cryptocurrency. According to Hoskinson, Vice President Kamala Harris's defeat can be partly attributed to her administration's anti-crypto approach. With more than 55 million Americans either investing in, using, or familiar with digital assets, this demographic, largely composed of younger, left-leaning voters, represents a powerful political force. Ignoring their interests could have cost the Democrats dearly. Instead of embracing innovation and pushing for clear, balanced regulations, many Democratic leaders seemed intent on cracking down on the entire industry. This, Hoskinson argues, alienated a key segment of their base. What crypto supporters have long been calling for isn't a free-for-all, but rather a comprehensive, fair regulatory framework that encourages responsible innovation while protecting consumers. Years of regulatory uncertainty allowed bad actors to thrive, highlighting the urgent need for thoughtful oversight, not hostility. And while the political drama unfolds, there's a reason for XRP enthusiasts to celebrate. On June 2, 2025, XRP will mark its 13th anniversary, a milestone that underscores its resilience through years of volatility and transformation. So, happy 13th birthday, XRP! Let's keep the conversation going and keep advocating for a smarter approach to crypto policy in America. Let's be honest, every day, our inboxes are flooded with sketchy emails we never asked for, messages claiming our Coinbase accounts are compromised, or urging us to urgently confirm our 12-word seed phrases. It's all the same scammy game, crafted to trick people and steal their money. So where are the rules, the protections, the systems meant to keep us safe in this digital world? That brings us to Ripple. According to voices within the XRP community, Ripple may already have formal ties with the US government. Some even believe it could play a pivotal role in preserving the strength of the US dollar in a new honoree digital economy. Imagine a digital dollar built on Ripple's blockchain technology, using XRP to power transactions. Notably, XRP remains the only digital asset in the US with legal clarity, a status that gives it a significant advantage over the competition. And now, there's even more to consider. Ripple just held high-level discussions with key leaders in the UAE to explore how they can boost the region's digital infrastructure and accelerate financial innovation. This isn't a minor development, it's a strategic move, especially considering both the UAE and Saudi Arabia are now officially part of BRICS, the powerful economic alliance. XRP is steadily gaining traction across the Middle East. For example, Saudi Arabia's central bank is already working with Ripple, and Ripple Payments, formerly on-demand liquidity, is now live in the UAE. Their recent Route 1023 event was hosted in Dubai, a clear signal that Ripple sees this region as a major player in the next era of global finance. Here's another key point flying under the radar. XRP is Sharia compliant, meaning it aligns with Islamic finance principles such as fairness, transparency, and prohibition of interest. That makes it uniquely positioned for adoption in Islamic banking, which manages an eye-popping $3 trillion in global assets. That's a door to a vast and largely untapped market. Meanwhile, just as these developments are rolling out, former UW's President Donald Trump makes a timely appearance in the Middle East, signing new deals aimed at enhancing both economic and political cooperation. It suggests a broader U.S. strategy to strengthen ties with Saudi Arabia as the world's financial landscape continues to evolve. The bigger picture is hard to ignore. Ripple and XRP may be quietly positioning themselves at the heart of a global financial transformation. We're gradually witnessing the slow unraveling of the petrodollar system, a shift that could signal the eventual decline of the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. At the heart of this evolving landscape sits Ripple and its digital asset, XRP. XRP is no longer just another altcoin that's increasingly being positioned as a fundamental component of the future financial infrastructure. So, here's the pressing question. If the dollar loses its dominance in international trade, what steps up to fill that void? Let's be realistic, most of the world still isn't prepared to fully embrace a decentralized cryptocurrency as a global standard. Not yet, anyway. De-dollarization is definitely underway, but it's happening gradually, not in an overnight revolution. Now, let's weigh the potential contenders. China's yuan? Unlikely. Over 90% of its usage is domestic, making it far from a truly global currency. Russia? Not a stable bet. Either their economy is fragile, heavily reliant on energy exports, and under constant strain due to ongoing conflict and infrastructure vulnerabilities. What about the Swiss franc? While it's trusted and historically stable, its use in global trade remains limited. That leaves us with a tough but intriguing possibility: XRP. Could XRP actually emerge as a global financial bridge? And if so, how does it achieve that without regulatory certainty in the US, arguably the world's most influential financial arena? Think about it. Would the United States ever willingly forfeit its grip on global monetary influence? That's a stretch. The reality is, although the transition away from the dollar is very real, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's likely to unfold over decades, not months. Still, I'd love to be wrong. Maybe things will evolve more quickly than we anticipate. But let's pause and really think. Google any list of globally dominant currencies. Outside of the US dollar, what else stands out? Not many contenders. That's why this conversation matters. Let's dig even deeper. The term de-dollarization, yes, that's the one everyone keeps throwing around, has become a buzzword. But here's the crux of it. If the world is moving away from relying on the dollar, what realistic alternatives do we have? Here's something you need to know. A major financial institution, a $100 billion asset manager named WisdomTree, recently made waves by identifying XRP as the only altcoin that deserves an eye. A place in a long-term investment portfolio, alongside Bitcoin. That's a major endorsement.